Hello, welcome back to my Mechwarrior Online assault videos, getting close to the end now. 95 tonner coming up, the Banshee. I believe it's the only 95 tonner currently in the game, until possibly the Cyclops? That's probably 90 ton. Regardless, this is a Majesty of Canopus version of the Banshee from the 3039 war, which means it mounts an AC-10 and a PPC. I've bent it a little bit, I've got an ER PPC in there just for firing at anything under 90 meters, which inevitably happens when you're in a giant assault mech. So I was really happy about the Banshee being added because it's one of those classic TRO 3025 mechs that looked great but had shit weapons. The standard one is an AC-5, a PPC, and I believe a small laser in the head. It may not even have the small laser. Yep, there's a building. I don't know why I did that, folks. The mech is well armoured, but very underarmed for its weight and size. So, I guess PGI decided that 95 ton, there might be a lot of people who don't know the original Battletech, so they thought, oh, let's just give it a load of energy and ballistic hardpoints. So, if you take this version, which is the 3E, the BNC 3E, that gives it, I think, 3 energy hardpoints in the left torso and 2 ballistics in the right. It's left or right torso, but either way, those are the hardpoints. And it completely ruins the mech, in my opinion. The Banshee was great because it was this ancient. When I say in BattleTech, it's old. It's really, really fucking old mech. That's why it has such an antiquated weapon setup, because basically it was cheap to maintain at the later period, especially when you're getting into areas of the clan invasion period. The mech was seriously in need of either being phased out or complete refits, which is very expensive to do for such a large mech. So a lot of the house militias and even the few bandit groups and such that actually got hold of these mechs would just keep them with the AC-5 and the PPC and just bank on the fact that it's 95 tons and it can take a shitload of damage. And so I like to run it as you see here, just 2 weapons, and it pretty much runs as it's meant to. It takes punishment and does a bit of damage in return. So I imagine for a lot of competitive players out there, this just isn't an assault mech you can take. I can understand why, when you've got so many more flexible options like the Victor and the Awesome, the DDC with a DCM, and this thing can, if it's set up right, it can do a shitload of damage. I mean, no one wants to come up against like a triple AC-5, 2 PPC build of this mech. That hurts. Rapid fire, lots of high output damage, and plenty of room for ammunition. But I don't know, it just didn't seem to click with the competitive crowd, I guess. But if you like your ballistics on a mech, this is a good one. If you don't like the idea of running an Atlas, then this is a good alternative. It's only 5 ton lighter. You can still put in a fairly decent sized engine, and I think it looks very good. Not that I have a problem with any of the mechs they produced, but for the original Banshee, which generally had this sort of intimidating, I don't know, like sort of grimacing face for the cockpit design, they've sort of kept it. I think they've lost some of it, but the mech still looks great. My only issue is that at a distance, it has a kind of Shadowhawk profile. On maps like Alpine Peaks, if you're sort of looking at it quite a range, you sort of mistake it for that. It has similar shoulders and arm positioning, and the torso is quite thin. Its downsides is left and right torsos house all of its weapons, and assault mechs are big, so they're usually the first things to get blown up in the middle of a brawl, so be careful where you put your ammo. I would actually recommend putting your ammo in your arms, or your legs, I guess, if you're not too worried about being lagged by light mechs, because you've always got the chance of ammo explosions. Unless you want to run case, but that's another half ton, you might want to put in for armour, something like that. It's a balancing. It's not too bad. And as you can see here, I'm not doing bad. Maybe I'm just coasting off the fact that there might be several Atlases on my team, I don't know. I do take quite a beating. You can see that I get hit quite regularly. And my armour's fresh pretty much the whole time. And the mech is quite stand out for that. I actually think for some reason it seems to take better punishment than an Atlas, but maybe it doesn't get focused as much. I mean, I thought I was screwed here when this direwolf came around the corner. You can see I'm just getting pelted, but my armour doesn't go in the red. I just keep going, and C10 ER PPC blasting away and someone else gets the kill on it. But yeah, my armor's still pretty intact there. Although it's interesting to note that this mech seems to have trouble getting over low walls. That's more to do with engineering than anything else. But yeah, so the mech is a very good ballistics platform. It's okay as an energy platform, and it relies on its torsos for all of its weapons, so no arm-mounted stuff. The other variants that are available do come with more weapons than the standard one, so if you want a Banshee that from the get-go has a few weapons, I think there's a model that is supposed to be a Star League refit that has 2 PPCs and a bunch of medium lasers, and there's another one that I believe might bring missiles to the table. It's been such a long time since I ran these mechs after I mastered the 3E. I haven't really gone to it. There's also a hero mech that's called La Mulana, I believe, that has a big focus on pulse weapons. Not really sure if it's worth paying out the cash. I mean, unless you want like kind of a Mexican themed sort of paint job, Day of the Dead type thing. Yeah, you'll see this Battlemaster, I think he disconnected because all my shots go through. See, there we go, straight through. Hit the building behind him. Fire again. And straight through. So, I think I don't know if I lagged or he lagged, I think he did. Because I was shooting the other mech fine. And then he shuts down, so I don't know what happened to that guy. Maybe he like desynced. Although I can actually state now that the desync issue was a thing of the past, thank God, because that was a real game killer for a while. I'm glad PGI actually got around to fixing it. But this round is starting to wind down now. We've just got this Jenner. Oh, I forgot I killed him. He just powered down in front of me. But yeah, the round's coming to an end now. I'd like to think that this has shown off that it can take a beating, it's good in a brawl, even with this kind of low underarmed sort of version of the mech. It's not meta at all, this build. I mean, outside of, I think, double heat sinks and endo steel structure, I might have upped the armor, but it's basically just got those two weapons, a shitload of heat sinks and armor and ammo. I don't even think I messed with the engine on it. I wouldn't recommend XL engine. Dear God, don't put an XL engine in this or an Atlas. You'll die in seconds.
New target acquired.
Nope. Bumped into it.
Enemy base is being
So yeah, this is coming to an end. Final video will obviously be the Atlas, which is the DDC, I believe I run that one. But Clan Pack 2 coming out, there'll be a bunch of new videos, so we've got another light, another medium, another heavy, and another assault, so they'll be coming up with some new clan tech to show off. We've got Loki, the Gargoyle and such. Outside of that, I'll welcome any comments, any suggestions you've got, please let me know. Any criticism, please let me know if I can improve in anywhere, if I'm not saying the right thing, if you've got any suggestions for other videos. Other than that, yeah, thanks for watching guys, and have a good one.